Wow, I'm recording. I hope I can keep recording. Folks, I've been trying to make videos now for weeks and weeks, and you've probably noticed that I haven't put any up in a while, and that's why. I keep getting interrupted. Things keep happening that put me off, and it's getting incredibly hard to get these done. So bear with me. I don't even know if I'm going to finish it this time. And I'm missing my picks this time. And this is also going on where there's one in this pocket. Why is only one in that pocket? I have no idea. Folks, it's getting hard to complete these videos. What I do manage to make, I end up rambling because I'm trying to make them without a script, and I shouldn't be doing that, but I don't have time to script it all and lay it all out and set it all up, and there's interruptions all through the day and noise, and so I'm going to be posting less because it's going to take me a lot longer to get them done. I'm still working on editing together the second segment of that renovation that I was working on this autoharp, which is what today's video is about. Let me get on to today's topic here. I want to do a video for you that showcases three vintage Oscar Schmidt renovations that I have done in the past about 3 weeks, and these are now up for sale. And I also wanted to talk about why you might want a vintage Oscar Schmidt compared to a new one. And so let's do that first, okay? I've got two new Oscar Schmidts here that I'm going to use as demo models to show you what they sound like, and then I'm going to play on these vintage ones so that you can compare the sound difference. I'm using a very high quality shotgun mic to try to keep the noise from the shop back there at a minimum while I do this. So let's get started. Here is a new, this is one of the limited editions, although they're not. Oscar Schmidt, the 11021FN. It's a plywood autoharp, as are they all. This one is pretty much stock, except I've rearranged the chord bars and did some silencing. But it's got fine tuners on it. And I want you to hear the difference between one of their new models with fine tuners and without. So I'm going to play everything in G today. Notice how quiet it is. That's number one, the build of the autoharp, and number two, the fine tuners, which are sucking away a bunch of the sound. And if I try to play it louder so that you can hear the tones better, you get a lot more scratch. Plus, pulling that hard on the strings tends to pull them out of tune a little bit, and there's more of a twang to them. Now let's hear the model that's got the without fine tuners. This is also a contemporary model Oscar. This is the 45C. I think they have now discontinued this one with the flower in it. But this one has no fine tuners. If they're sounding a little out of tune to you, I just tuned them before I made this video. The fine tuner model is about a pound heavier than this one, and this is heavier, much heavier than the vintage ones I'm about to show you. So let's get on to the vintage ones. This one's a chromatic, and I'm going to tell you about these because I've written a script. Oh, my back. I'm going to try not to edit out all this stuff. This is the, let's see. This is this one. This is an early 70s Oscar Schmidt Appalachian. It's got Oscar Schmidt chord bars and cover, but it's got new strings. These are new Schreiber strings, new felt, all up and down. The anchor is fixed, which means it's not going to pop out the way they've been doing recently. And this is now certified by Daigle Autoharps to a 1-year warranty, just so you know. And here's what it sounds like. I like to do this renovation work and fix the anchors because I believe there needs to be a quality Oscar Schmidt instrument in that that price range that falls between the new Oscar Schmidts, and frankly, I'm sure you can hear the difference between the new Oscar Schmidts and luthier harps. This one is selling for $625, but it is future-proofed because the anchor is locked in there now. That's not going anywhere. And I think you can hear the superior tone. Let me play it right next to. Here's the new Oscar Schmidt. It's the bass I especially want you to hear. If you are not listening on headphones or good stereo speakers, please do so. You cannot hear the sound quality difference on laptop speakers or on your phone. It's just not going to work unless you're listening on headphones. So get those out, get out those earbuds. The other thing is when I play quietly and gently, there's more warm tone coming out instead of scratch. So, this is the American-made Oscar Schmidt 45 CR, made in America, Appalachian auto harp, $625, available now. Here's another Oscar Schmidt vintage chromatic. This one's going to be a bit more because it's got custom Daigle chord bars. These are the black chord bars that you would get like on a Desert Rose model of ours, but they are, because they are custom chord bars, they do the same thing that the Oscar cord bars do, but without a cord bar cover, and they're quieter, and they just have better action. So should do it in G. So what's the details on this one? This one is a B model. It is okay, this is a B model. We're not sure what the model number is, but it is an American-made Oscar Schmidt B model auto harp. You see the trapezoid around the logo. That tells you it's American-made. And the anchor has been done. It's got brand new strings and felts. Actually, yes, of course it's got new felts because it's got the custom cord bar set on there. It was made in the 70s. It's U.S. made, probably between 1967 and 1975. This also is certified to a 1-year warranty by Daigle Auto Harps, and we are selling it now for $700. So let me give you an example of how it sounds. You want to hear it next to the other American-made? Now, I've done action work on this Oscar Schmidt cord bar set, so it's pretty quiet, but it's got some that knock a little bit. And with a little bit more tweaking, I could probably take care of that a little bit better. They sound different from each other. It's right beside my ear, though. So I'm not sure what the microphone is catching. Hopefully it's catching some of that. Okay, let's go on to the third one. This is actually the one I did in the renovation video. Wow, this one's a lot lighter than the other two, which are, by the way, a lot lighter than the contemporary modern ones that I was showing you earlier. This is the diatonic that I set up. This is a Centurion. It's a Japanese Centurion, which they started doing in about 1984. They started exporting and going to Japan, but the quality was excellent at first from what we were getting overseas. And this is a Centurion model with a solid spruce top. It's got an ash back. It's pretty, and it's also autographed by Brian Bowers, which I can't see in my little viewfinder, but I'm sure you can see it there. And that autograph is actually starting to rub off because you sign it on the back of an instrument like this, nothing's going to protect it. But it is there. I'll give you the stats on this after I play it. And this is a diatonic, so it's going to sound fuller because it's got double string tunings. Now, one thing you should know about this if you consider buying it is that the strings are now not labeled correctly. There's labels at the bottom on the anchor, and there's labels up here, and they give you the chromatic tuning that it used to be. And if you just tune to your tuner, the tuner will tell you what the note is supposed to be if you don't let it go out of tune for a year. The tuner, you'll pluck a note and it'll tell you, oh, that's a D, and you can just tune it to an in-tune D, unless you let it go out of tune for a very long time, and then they'll start reading the note below. But in case you're confused, I have a tuning schedule that I just put it on stuck it on the side here. This is a loose strip that you can take off and you can put under the strings and tune to the correct notes. Because I didn't want to take a bunch of extra time, which would drive up the cost of the instrument. This instrument, I'll give you the stats now on this one. This is a Centurion. It comes with a hard case, a hard Oscar Schmidt case. You could upgrade to a Daigle case if you wanted to. Let's see, it's a CG diatonic. Good singing keys. Brian Bowers autograph, custom maple chord bars. They're the black chord bars, but they've got the maple veneer, which just makes them look pretty. That doesn't affect how they play. The anchor has been done. This is around 1984 from Japan. This also is now certified by Daigle Autoharps to a 1-year warranty. You see, the new ones, the new Oscar Schmidts don't sound good. These resonate. You can feel them vibrating in your chest when you play them, and they are sweet and they are worth upgrading, and they are future-proofed in that they are going to survive they're going to last longer than you do. Excuse me. Oh, by the way, on this one, there's 1, 2, I think 3 chord bars that have not been cut yet, because in a 15-bar set, you've got some extras in a 2-key diatonic that can be turned into color chords or lock bars, and I didn't know what you were going to want, and so you can make that decision and we can cut them for you, or you can just leave them as they are and make that decision later. That's what I usually do on my diatonic, because I don't really play diatonics that much anymore. and therein hangs another video. So there you go. That's a comparison and a little mini advertisement for these three Oscar Schmidt vintage auto harps. And by the way, we have others that are on the way to being done. And if you want a vintage harp at that in-between price point, we can help you there because we've got a bunch of them. And we're just waiting to sell them and fix them up and get them back into the community where they can do some good. So there you have it. I'm Hal Weeks. This is Stalking the Wild Auto Harp. If you are interested in any lessons I teach through webcam from right over there, and I have 20 students that I work with now all over the world, and I can work with you. So go to my website, halweeks.com, find out about lessons. If you want to support me on Patreon, you can do that by going over patreon.com and kicking in a few bucks a month, and that would help me out to continue helping you out. So thanks a lot. We'll see you next time on Stalking the Wild Auto Harp. Bye-bye.